Hello everyone and welcome to one more tip from daily.nettips.com. First thing, our YouTube viewers must be wondering that this Saturday there was no tip. So did we miss it? Did we forget it? No, absolutely not. We have not forgotten our commitment, but we have purposely done it. Guess why? Because we wanted to release this tip today, that is on the day of the Eid. So first thing, a very happy Eid to everyone. Eat a lot of sheer khurma, make your mouth sweet, talk sweet words, and have a sweet life. Right, so what are we going to talk in this video? So in this video, I'm going to talk about a very interesting tip, which is called as the autos window. Right, so you can see here on this daily.nettips.com, this tip is named as function return value inspection in Visual Studio 2013. So in this video, we are going to talk about this great window here called as the autos window. So in order to understand the use of autos window, let us go ahead and put a debug point here and let's click on this start here. Okay, so you can see that I have created a very simple console application here, and this console application basically has two variables inside this static void main. One is full name, the other one is full address. The full name uses the first name and the last name variable to display the full name. So in other words, you can see here this full name is concatenating the first name and the last name. So in the first name I have Shiv Prasad and then I have Koirala. So when I go and run this program, the full name will be Shiv Prasad Koirala. So in other words, the full name uses the first name and the last name. In the same way, there is something called as full address, which uses address 1 and address 2. Now, when you are in a debug mode, one of the favorite windows of developers, or which developers use, is this locals window. This local window actually gives you it gives you a full idea of what kind of variables are used inside that method. So for example, you can see here I have this locals window here opened, right? So I've clicked on debug, I have clicked on windows, and then I have clicked on this locals here, right? So you can see this locals window is opened here. And what it is telling me is that, now because I am debugging inside this method here, static void main. So inside the static void main, there are three variables which are used currently. One is this arguments, the second one is full name, and the third one is full address. So you can see in the locals window, he has only shown you those three variables and nothing else. You can see there are other variables here as well. For example, first name, last name, address 1, address 2, but none of these variables, have been shown here. And I think that is absolutely fine. Why? Because when you're debugging inside a method, you would like to concentrate on few variables, which are important for you, right? So when I run this, I can see my details over here. You can see I have ran the program ahead and it works absolutely fine. Now this is good. This is nice here. The locals window is really helpful. It helps me to see the local variables of my method. So for example, you can see here, this is full name. It shows me full name, the full address. It shows me full address. Good. But I would like to go one step ahead now. If you see this full name is manipulated by two more variables here, first name and last name. If you look at full address, it is manipulated by two more variables here, address 1 and address 2. How about, if I can see here in my window, in my watch window, the variable one is I should see my local variables, and other is I should also see the entities which are modifying my local variables. In other words, I should see full name, but I should also see first name and last name. So I should see full address, but I should also see the values of address 1 and address 2. So with that, what will happen? I will get more insight of not only what is the data in my local variable, but I will also get, how it was manipulated. And that's where exactly, this window helps us out. Debug, windows, autos. So this autos window automatically figures out, the connected variables, which are modifying your local variable, and then accordingly, he displays those variables inside this window here. So let me go and stop this program here. Let me again go and run this program in a debug mode. So I'm going to go and say start. So there I'm in a debug mode now. So if you see here is my autos window, you can see, and here is my local window, right? So both of them here. So if I go and one step ahead here, you can see now what he does here. He says, okay, your local variable is full name, but this full name is manipulated by two more variables, that is first name and last name. You can see here, he is displaying me the first name and last name variables as well here, right? So, and here you can see in the locals window, he is displaying only the local variable names. So autos window displays the variable, the local variable, as well as the connected variables which are modifying it. Now let me go one step ahead. If I go one step ahead here, now this is very interesting. So let me just step one step ahead. Okay. Now you can see here what he has done is, if you see at this moment my debug point is here. So what it is showing is it's only showing address. It is not showing the full name, right? So it is showing full address, and the connected variables are address 1 and address 2, right? You can see that he is not displaying now the full name, first name and last name. In other words, the autos window displays, the variable, the local variable, as well as the connected entities or the connected variables with that variable only for that line of statement. So in other words, when I was on this line here, he was only displaying the full name, first name and last name. When I went into this second line here, he was displaying me now he's displaying a full address, address 1 and address 2. So again, I'll put one more point I will add to the autos window. First is, it automatically displays the local variable as well as the connected variable. Second, it only displays for that particular line of code, where you have set the debug point, and not for anything else. And second, the autos window not only displays the variable names, but it also displays the output of the method names. For example, now let's say you have a method here. Let's say static string get full name. Let's say get first name. Let's say, okay, get first name and get last name. Now let's say you have methods here, and this first method returns Shiv Prasad and this returns Koirala. Okay, return Koirala, right? Now let's say that your variable full name is getting manipulated by first name and last name. Okay, let's say, okay, so it's something like this. Okay, now what will happen now at this moment? If you see, the full name is not manipulated by variables, right? It is manipulated by methods actually, or functions, I'll say. So if you now go and run this and watch your autos window, you can see now the autos window is pretty smart here. What he does is, you can see the autos window now, it is also telling that basically that your variable full name was manipulated by get first name function and get last name function. So in other words, whichever way the local variables get modified, right, those entities will be displayed in the autos window. So it is not only the variables, but also the functions or the methods which actually modify it. So I hope that you have enjoyed this tip. In this tip, we were trying to understand what exactly is this autos function, and how does it help us out when we do debugging. Thank you so much. Now, if you really think what we are doing here is useful, please share the same with your friends, put it on your Facebook, tweet on your Twitter, share it on your LinkedIn. If you share, we get encouraged to put a new tip every Saturday. So if you want us to continue, please share and please keep us encouraged. Thanks a lot.